what was that moment for you where you were at your lowest of lows and you understood this is a serious problem and I need to change?
Oh, man.
Was that out there in Arizona or was that
Oh,
back
yeah.
here in Indy?
Yeah, it'd be out there in Arizona. The crazy thing with it is the other addicts I was sitting there doing it with and everything, we would sit around while we're smoking the shit, you know? And that's another thing, they called it the shit out there, you know? "Can I get some shit, man? Can I get some shit?" "Yeah, dude. You got the good shit?" "Oh, yeah, I need some of that shit." They're like, "What the fuck, I'm smoking a bunch of shit, man," you know? Calling it like it's something good. But, we'd be sitting around smoking that shit, and, then wait, oh, am I losing the PG back here? Poor Walt said that so many times, man. Wow, you know, bleep, 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 you know. But anyway, hmm, we'd be sitting around having a smoke session and talking about how, oh, we hate this shit, how it ain't no good for us, and we need to stop. Oh, I mean, yeah, I hate this shit. This, yeah, you can pass it back, man. You know, why you hitting there?
I hate this, but can I have some? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jones and all. But yeah, and so that goes on for a while. I mean, I mean, and it all becomes a blur too. I can't really say in the timeline of it because I was out there for 3 years on top of the year I had been doing it before I went out
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah, and I can't really say when it was in them 3 years of where that point would have been where I was realizing this is bad. I've got to
So
try to
there
stop
wasn't like
this.
that like night where you were just kind of like to yourself or anything or
No, I just yeah, it's like I can't really remember an exactness, because it's all blur. You're staying up for days at a time,
but you
and you're
were
in
still
crazy
able
shit.
to identify like, no, this is a problem.
Yeah, but it would be really like once you would finally do that crash out after being up for a few days, and then you wake up, get yourself good something to eat and everything like that, and then you're sitting there like, "Oh, okay, time to pick up pipe," and you might actually have that thought about like, "No, I need to stop this," because you would be in a more clear
Do
mind
you remember
at
the
that
first
point.
time that you said no? 'Cause
Mm,
like you were just saying, like, you wanna pick up that pipe, but, like, you have to tell yourself, "No." Do you remember that time,
no,
or was that still a
no,
blur?
no, that was like, no, honestly, even when I came back and was able to get done with it, um, there was a friend of my son's who I was living with when I first moved back to Indiana that second time, and, that was the local meth dealer. And so then it was too easy to get. I would go over to his place, and of course, he like any meth house, you got like 10 different projects going on that you're ripping this wall down, you're redoing these floors, you're putting a new garage roof on, and you're working on the car out in the garage and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So I'd just be able to volunteer my help with some stuff for a little bit of some meth. Yeah. Was able to work that. So it was too easy to keep going th that second time I came back, and he ended up getting busted and going to jail. He's sitting
Your
in
son?
prison right now. Well, my son and him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the dealer, and that's when that ability to easily get it got taken away from me when I was actually able to not do it,
Because you
and
didn't have access to it.
yeah, really was the real main reason. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know if he wouldn't have gotten busted where'd I'd even be today. Yeah, so it ain't like yeah, that's what kinda sucks here, I don't got no strong thing to say about, like, what you need to do to be able to kick that habit because
It
it
just
to me, as me for a person, it's more of a thing of just don't ever start
mm,
this drug, man, because the addiction hold that it does have on you, and even though I knew in my head for a long time, like I said, we'd sit around the sessions and we'd all be talking about how this stuff isn't good and we need to stop and all that, but none of us would, you know? I don't know why that happens that way. You know in your head that it's not good and you want to stop, but
yeah.
you just can't. you just keep going back to it.
Mm.
The longest anytime that I would honestly try on my own to stop and stop going around those people so that I wouldn't be around it and stuff like that, I'd make
Mm.
it 2 weeks, and then I'd be running
And then
back.
you'd be running right
Yeah.
back again.
Yep.
So did you find it hard or kind of convicting on yourself to kind of, I guess, like, within like, after 2 weeks, then, like, fall off the wagon a little bit,
But
or wait, is that the right way to use that phrase?
I don't know, 'cause I'm yeah, I don't know exactly well,
No, I'm saying, like, so you were off of it for 2 weeks because of whatever access that you had to it. So was it convicting for you after 2 weeks to then go back, get it, and then start smoking it again? Like, did you just know internally, like, "Oh, man, I really shouldn't be doing this," but, like, you just couldn't help it?
no, at that point, while you're running back to get it and stuff because you want it, yeah, I wanted to
So
go
you
get it.
didn't
I
have any
made
sort
it
of self-conviction. You were, "I wanted it."
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. It wasn't like I was fighting myself or anything.
Mhm.
I might be for over them 2 weeks to stay clean and not doing it.
Purposely
I
making
would have to be on myself in my head about like, "No, no, no," "Don't go do it. Don't go
so
run back to it and stuff."
what made it easy for you to, or maybe not made it easy, but, like, what was the catalyst that changed your mindset where it was like, "No, no, shouldn't be doing this," but then you were like, "No, but now I want it."
I would go to do some daily labor and and then
Yeah.
you get paid, you work that day, you go back and get a check for the work you did that day.
There's
It'd
never a
be
good
like
time to come down.
$100 or so, and I would have that money. Boom. Oh, now I got the gas. I can go get this. And then, oh, yeah, just this little bit because the pricing of it was actually had gone down over time, to where from that first time when I did it, uh, back in 2008, 2009, the price of it was what they call $10 per point, point 0.1, point 0.2,
Oh,
point
okay.
0.3 grams. So point 0.1 gram would cost you $10, you know.
And 0.1 gram is,
Is it
like,
very little?
well, yeah, but, like, and it's, like, highly potent at
Yeah,
0.1 grams, or okay.
yeah. Yeah, that's just the weight amount of it, the potency just comes from whoever's making it, if they're
Okay.
making it good or not.
Who's cooking it, gotcha.
Yeah. But then when I was doing it later, like $20, you could get like an 8 ball.
8 almost 8.
It's 3.5 grams.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could get a whole 8 ball for $20 when before I think the deal on that would be $10 per point. If you're just buying them per point, maybe like $80 or something.
Mm,
You might actually be able to get an 8 ball.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is good evidence right here to show I've never done so this is all new terminology to me too. But
You want to hit, man?
yeah. Um, so whenever you came back the second time, did you have another moment, with your kids, again, where you were very devoted to, like, "No, I need to stay here for my kids?"
Oh yeah. Definitely. And that was this time was my oldest daughter. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, because I basically the second time I went out there to Arizona, I just ghosted her. You know, Th- there might be if I look back through my Facebook messaging and stuff, there might be
Pretty good
a
gap.
couple times after I got to Arizona that I messaged her. We went back and forth maybe a couple times and
Is
stuff,
it
and then
okay if I ask, like, what kinda led to the fallout a little bit, or why you kinda pushed away, or
just for me, the relationship I had with my oldest daughter was that because okay, again, she was uh from the loins of my best friend that I grew up with my whole life. And so then getting to raise her, it was really easy to be like a best friend with my daughter because I saw a lot of him in her as she grew up. And so it was like getting to redo life, just like when I grew up with my best friend, and raising his daughter, my daughter, whichever way you want to look at it. Um, And so it made it real easy to be best friends with her. We had a really strong bond and everything. And so I think that's why I ended up kind of ghosting on her, is because of getting into the meth. And I knew deep down, even though at first it's not like I was thinking, oh, this is bad and I don't need to be doing it, I knew in my subconscious that I was a fucked up individual at that point, and I didn't want her to know that of me.
Mm. So
And
you were kind of equally taking a little bit of your past out on her while you were also simultaneously not wanting her to see like this version of you.
yeah, I mean, for that, I wouldn't want her to, because we were such good friends and we
Yeah.
had such a strong bond. I don't want somebody to see me like that, that
So
knows me like that.
so was it because of that that then whenever you came back that second time that you were very devoted to like, well, no, like I need to reconnect with her.
Yeah, and hope that she would give me a chance,
Mhm.
because at this point she's about like 30 years old now,
Mhm.
and I done ghosted her for the last 3 years. Don't know how it's gonna go. Maybe she might just, be done with me. And
Yeah,
but luckily she wasn't, and she gave me that chance, and now things are getting back great between us.
that's good.
But yeah, so really that was um my something, to hold strong to,
Mm.
that give me the drive and the will to want to stay straight and get back, on the right path in life.
So let's now move from the addiction to the recovery part.
Okay.
Um, so when did you um, really kind of come clean, and whenever you did, like, were there programs that you were looking for? Were there programs that other people were suggesting for you? Like, how did that kind of start for you?
No, because I had been, like I said, being court ordered to go to these programs way back in time,
Oh, okay.
in my younger life. I learned the tools
Yeah.
that I needed back when I went that time. Because I actually, even though I was court ordered and everything, I actually listened and, participated
Hmm.
in what I was there to do.
Sure. Sure.
I wasn't going to just sit there and be an ignorant fool. I still, because I wanted to try and gain some kind of understanding of how I couldn't relate to these people, the way I had said
Hmm.
that, like, oh, they have one drink, they're just boom, gone,
Hmm.
on a bender and stuff. I just couldn't understand that. So I was wanting to gain a better understanding of that. And through doing that, I learned the tools and you know, for recognizing when you have a problem and what to do and,
Hmm.
how to go about it. And so I just used that I had learned from years before in, when I wanted to, I had a reason that I wanted to stay clean. I knew I had to stay clean if I
For your
had
family.
any chance and really, I mean, yeah, for the family, but I mean, I do got to say is my oldest daughter.